There's no way you can make it as a person without a good team. And you must be consistent. When you try a business and you start, you might have hiccups here and there, but it does not mean that that business is not going to work. There must be challenges. In fact, what I keep saying is that life without challenges is very, very boring. So if you have challenges, you just have to know how to work out or how to work around these challenges, and you will be successful once you are consistent. What business doesn't like is for you to try something, and then once you have one or two problems, now you want to change and move into another business. That doesn't work in business at all. The way that the data is, you need to have a lot of information at your fingertips so that it will allow you to make decisions and, to also take the right, decisions. What I was doing 5 years ago, if I try to do them without the automation that we have today, it's just not going to happen at all. Well, the problem with some of our younger generation today, they just want to jump and see themselves up there, overnight. It doesn't really happen. What you need to do is to be very, very focused as a person and be dedicated to whatever that you are doing. It is not really good for you to now go and try something, then after a month you just say, no, it doesn't work. You jump into something else. I think you need to be very, very focused in what you are doing. Once you believe in what you are doing, you see, you should not take your either business or job as something that you must do. Okay, you must take it as it's part of your hobby. If it's part of your hobby, then you do it better. You always have to think ahead. In business, sometimes what is good today might not be good tomorrow. So you need to, look at it. If you have the means, there's nothing really like diversification. Sometimes you do quite a lot of diversification, and then you consolidate before you move forward. You cannot just keep expanding, because sometimes when you overexpand, it can cause a lot of crisis also. So you need at least once in a while to consolidate and, go on. When you look at it, it is really not common for somebody to leave banking and go and start something totally new, especially in an area of events management, because at the time that she left the bank, which was 10 years ago, nobody thought that something like events management will actually succeed. But it is good. That is what you call entrepreneurship, and also a vision. She had a vision, and she is able to actualize our vision. It's just like myself. I remember one time I went to address a retreat of First Bank of Nigeria, and I was telling First Bank of Nigeria, this is where Dangote is going to be in the next 5 years. We are not really that big at the time that I went there to address them. And I'm sure, they couldn't really believe what I was saying then. But I remember at a point, the MD said that, well, they are really shocked at how we actually been able to make it and also actualize our vision. So I think with this thing that she has done, I personally believe it is just beginning of the journey, because she has a vision, and I'm sure if she continues to do it, this can turn into another mega business, because like what I always say, look, for an entrepreneur, there are no boundaries. Not only are there no boundaries, you can actually excel much more than your own expectation. And that's really what I expect of an entrepreneur to be. Not to just say, okay, fine, I have a vision, and only achieve that your vision. You need to have a vision and a mission so that you can actually actualize it and also excel. I had somebody who came to interview me one time, and I told him that, yes, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I never ever expected myself to be on the Forbes list. But right now, the vision that I have and also my own mission is actually to be on top of the line, not even where I am today. And that's really how, a visionary person should be. Hard work. I believe that, we're very focused. We're a very focused company. We don't really go into things that we don't understand. Any business that I don't understand it well, I don't do it at all. And that's really why, why we're successful. To be an entrepreneur and also to be a visionary person, you have to actually be very, very bold. You have to be ready to take calculated risk, not just any risk, You have to take a calculated risk, and you have to think big. If you think small, you will always remain small in life. The way that we operate as a company, you know, especially in Dangote, is like what I said, we have a vision. That vision, we have a strategy of how we are going to achieve the vision, which we do normally over a period of 5 years. You know, I mean, like today, we know where we are going. Even this investment that I announced of $400 million here, I didn't just sit down on my own and just say it. It is part of our strategic plan to invest in Kenya. I mean, to be serious, if you want to be the next Dangote, is that you have to have a very big heart. You have to take quite a lot of risk, calculated risk. First of all, you have to make sure that you are honest. You must make sure that you don't destroy the name, you know, because your name is very important. That's the most valuable asset that you have going forward. Because if you don't have a good name, even the banks, doesn't matter how